Every fall, the same thing happens. Trends roll in, people panic, and suddenly everyone's buying things that don't suit them, don't last, and don't even feel good to wear. Then 6 months later, those pieces are collecting dust. The truth is, trends only work if you control them, not the other way around. The biggest mistake people make is thinking they have to wear everything that's in. But fashion is not a checklist. If you try to follow every trend, you'll always end up looking like everyone else, and worse, you'll look like you don't know who you are. This fall, it's not about chasing the latest. It's about asking, what does this trend add to my presence? Does it elevate me? Does it align with the image I want to project? If it doesn't, it's noise. The women who look powerful and unforgettable are not wearing fashion like a costume. They're not screaming, "Look at me." They're making people look without even trying. That happens when you edit, when you pick only the elements of the season that sharpen your elegance, your authority, your mystery. Trends should serve as tools, not crutches. And here's the brutal truth. If you dress only to prove you're trendy, you will always look replaceable. But if you dress to project refinement, discipline, and self-possession, you'll always stand out, even in the simplest clothes. That's why the women who look the most put together this fall will be the ones who don't show everything, who understand the power of subtlety, who know that elegance is far louder than anything revealing or overdone. So the question isn't, what's trending? The real question is, what do I want people to remember about me when I walk away? That's how you make fall fashion trends work for you. Because fashion is supposed to frame you, not drown you. And if you want to keep learning how to master that balance, follow here and on @GTWJMag. And the key is to understand that style isn't about impressing strangers. It's about building a reputation. Trends fade, but reputation doesn't. When people see you this fall, do you want to be remembered as someone who looks like she just copied Pinterest, or as someone who commands respect without needing to announce it? That's the real choice every trend asks of you. This season is full of noise, fast micro trends, viral pieces that everyone scrambles to buy, aesthetics that will feel embarrassing a year from now. But timeless style always wins, because timelessness isn't about avoiding trends, it's about mastering them. The woman who knows how to filter, to refine, to cut away the excess, always ends up looking wealthier, more confident, and more desirable, because she isn't performing for approval. And here's the no-filter truth. The reason brands like The Row, Kite, and Loro Piana dominate right now isn't just because their clothes are beautiful. It's because they represent something deeper. Control, composure, a refusal to sell your image cheap. That's why elegance feels rare. It can't be faked, and it can't be bought in bulk from fast fashion. Making fall fashion trends work for you isn't about wearing what's in. It's about asking, what version of myself do I want to present? If it's sophistication, then refine every choice. If it's power, then eliminate anything that weakens the message. That's how you own a season, not by chasing everything, but by curating what strengthens you. And this fall, the women who understand that will be the ones people admire from across the room. Not because of what they're showing, but because of what they're holding back. Elegance is restraint. Power is in discipline. And that's how you make trends serve you, instead of letting them own you. And the truth is, most people don't know how to filter trends. They either copy everything they see, or they reject everything and end up stuck in safe, boring clothes. But the real mastery is in editing. Taking a trend, stripping away the gimmick, and wearing the essence of it in a way that feels elevated. That's the difference between looking like you shopped off a mannequin and looking like you have style. This fall is really exposing who understands fashion and who doesn't. Because if you lean too hard into the trend part, you look try hard. If you ignore it completely, you look disconnected. But if you take the trend and refine it, cut it down to what works for you, then you stand out. That's the psychology behind why some women are admired and others are overlooked. It's not about money, it's about discipline and taste. And let's be brutally honest, most people dress for attention, not admiration. They chase validation, which is why they end up with outfits that scream instead of whisper. But the women who understand how to make trends work for them don't need to scream. People lean in closer on their own. That's what makes their presence magnetic. This fall, fashion is giving us an opportunity to reset, to stop performing, stop competing, and instead refine. Because style isn't what you buy, it's what you refuse. And when you start choosing from that perspective, suddenly every trend becomes a tool, not a trap. That's how you win in fashion, not by wearing more, but by mastering less. This is why making fall fashion trends work for you is not about shopping more, it's about subtracting. It's about having the strength to say no to what doesn't serve you, even if it's everywhere on Instagram. Real elegance isn't democratic, it's selective. And that's why the women who look the most magnetic this fall aren't the ones chasing every new drop. They're the ones disciplined enough to edit, to refine, to wear only what elevates them. Fall 2025 fashion is testing discipline. It's not about excess, it's about restraint. Not about screaming, but about commanding. And when you carry yourself with that level of control, you separate yourself from the noise. People can't quite place it, but they know you look different. They know you look better. That's the power of using fashion rather than being used by it. And when you master that, you don't just follow trends, you own them, you define them, and you make them yours. That is the difference between looking dressed and looking powerful. And that's exactly what we're about at GTWJ. Not selling you illusions, but giving you the clarity to step into fashion with intention, self-respect and style that lasts far beyond a season. Follow at GTWJ Mag for more. Fashion works when it feels like it belongs to you, not the other way around. That's the secret most people miss. Fall 2025 is full of noise, must-haves, it pieces, endless reels of trends, but the real shift is about not letting yourself be swallowed by them. The women who look unforgettable this season are the ones who know how to cut through the noise, to let their personality and presence dominate, not a passing micro-trend. And here's the truth. People can sense when you're wearing something for likes versus when you're wearing it because it aligns with who you are. The first looks desperate, the second looks magnetic. That's why copying Pinterest fall outfits one-to-one never works. It feels borrowed. Style only becomes powerful when it's filtered through you, your standards, your confidence, your self-respect. The deeper psychology of trends is this. They test whether you know yourself or not. If you know yourself, trends amplify you. If you don't, trends bury you. Fall fashion right now is not forgiving. It will expose whether you're dressing with intention or just consuming. That's why the real icons aren't the loudest, they're the most self-aware. That's the energy of GTWJ, stripping fashion of its illusions, calling out what's dated, and showing you how to use trends as tools, not as crutches. Because in 2025, fashion isn't just about being seen, it's about being respected. And that's the line no one else is drawing. Follow at GTWJ Mag for more.